viewers, my name is Dia Saklani from the team Booknerds, and today I bring to you a video which will trigger nostalgia, and perhaps for people who don't know about the amazing comic books of India will be introduced to this wonderful world of visual storytelling. So without further ado, let us talk about the tales of Chacha Chaudhary by Diamond Comics. Talking about the history and info about the India's comic industry. The India's comic industry began in the mid-1960s. The industry, however, evolved later in India. Up until the late 1960s, the comics were enjoyed by the children of wealthy parents only. Until the early 1990s, where they established themselves in the market and was accessible to children belonging to the middle-class families as well. Indian comics often have large publications. The comic industry was at its peak in the late 1980s and early 1990s, and during this period, the popular comics sold more than 5 lakh copies. India's flourishing comic industry is in a sharp decline due to heavy competition by the television and the gaming industry. Children do not want to read comics anymore. They enjoy playing games and watching television. The essence of reading a comic book is perhaps totally missing in today's era. Chacha Chaudhary is an Indian comic book character which is created by the very talented cartoonist Mr. Pran Kumar Sharma. The comic comes in 10 Indian languages including Hindi and English and has sold more than 10 million copies. It has also been made into a television series with Raghuveer Yadav playing the role of Chacha Chaudhary. However, the stories revolve more around the dynamic duo Chacha Chaudhary and Sabu. Chacha Chaudhary was created in 1971 for the magazine Lotpot. It soon became popular among the kids and the elderly people. Pran was inspired by the ancient philosopher Chanakya and elderly people in every village who used to solve the problems using their experience. Chacha Chaudhary is completely different from the superheroes of other comic books. He is neither a tall and a muscular man, nor does he have modern gadgets or superpowers. Instead, he has a brain which is sharper than a needle and faster than a supercomputer. The main character of the comic book is Chacha Chaudhary himself. When asked about the inspiration, Pran said that each family has its old wise man. He solves all his problems with common sense but with a touch of humor. Humor is the basis of my cartoon. Talking about the supporting characters, on the first number we have Sabu. Sabu is an alien from the planet Jupiter. He is huge, strong and about 6 feet tall. He is very loyal to Chacha Chaudhary and helps him in need with his physical strength. Sabu decided to stay on Earth after eating delicious paratha and halwa made by Chacha Chaudhary's wife. Both Chacha Chaudhary and his wife treat Sabu as their own son. And in certain stories, it has been shown that Chachi has more affection for Sabu than even Chacha Chaudhary. Sabu has a twin brother named Tabu, and the giant earrings that Sabu wears has been gifted to him by his mother when he was leaving Jupiter. According to the comics, whenever Sabu gets angry, a volcano erupts at some distant place in the Jupiter. Whenever Sabu performs an act of great strength, he utters the cry Hoo Hoo Ba. He has also been seen uttering Jai Bajrang Bali, which roughly translates to Hail Hanuman. It is revealed that keeping in mind his size, Sabu eats a lot. Sabu can eat kilos of rice and hundreds of chapatis and often finish his meal with a basket full of fruits. Unlike Chacha Chaudhary, Sabu does not have an intelligent mind and wisdom, and he often relies on his physical strength. Sabu has often saved the life of Chacha Chaudhary using his immense powers and quick reflexes. The second supporting character is Binni Chachi. Chacha Chaudhary's wife Binni is a dominating lady who is the boss of the house and often battles thieves with her bailiff. She is often dressed in a polka-dotted sari with a hairstyle matching the 1970s hairstyle of Indian actresses. She is a kind-hearted woman with all the attributes of a strict and caring wife. She often complains to Chacha Chaudhary about not buying her gold bangles, not taking her out, and for the fact that she has to cook a lot for Sabu, although she serves a motherly figure for Sabu. In one of the comics, Binni Chachi's history has been revealed as to how she used to be in her past. Binni Chachi was actually an Indian actress who decided to marry Chacha Chaudhary because he saved her life from the goons who were threatening her to give all the jewelry or else they would kill her. The third supporting character is Chacha Chaudhary. The secret that many characters in the comic book do not know is that Chacha Chaudhary has a twin brother named Chacha Chaudhary, who is not as mentally gifted as Chacha Chaudhary. In many stories, he proves to be the secret weapon to dodge the corrupts and the goons. The fourth supporting character is Rocket, also called as Racket. Rocket is the pet dog of Chacha Chaudhary, who was once found as a stray dog and then adopted by Chacha Chaudhary, much to the dismay of his wife. The dog was then accepted by Chacha Chaudhary's wife as well. This dog is perhaps the only vegetarian dog in the world. The fifth supporting character is Tingu Master. Tingu Master is a tiny man who is often seen with Chacha Chaudhary and Sabu. No matter how tiny he is, he has often saved the life of Chacha Chaudhary and has gotten him out of the trouble. Like Sabu, Tingu Master is also very faithful to Chacha Chaudhary. The sixth and the last supporting character is Dak Dak. Dak Dak is basically Chacha Chaudhary's truck which he drives. It has been revealed that Dak Dak is half human and half machine. In the comics, whenever Chacha Chaudhary is in trouble, he just whistles and Dak Dak arrives at full speed, crashing the person who is causing trouble to Chacha Chaudhary. The first book that I'm going to talk about today is Crown of Yudhishthir by Diamond Comics. In the book Crown of Yudhishthir, Pran has introduced a character named Bhuppa. Bhuppa is a robber who robs historical things only. While running away from the police, Bhuppa ended up in a dense forest and found a palace while he was thirsty and hungry in search of food and water. The Guruji from the palace then fed Bhuppa. In the palace, Bhuppa caught his eyes stuck on a gold-plated crown that was placed on top of the Yudhishthir's statue. The crown was from the era of Mahabharata and would cost billions if sold. Bhuppa was fascinated enough. Bhuppa threatened Guruji and ran away. Guruji then sends one of his men to find Chacha Chaudhary and ask for help in order to find the prestigious crown. The second book that I'm going to talk about is Kidnapping of Sabu. In this book, we read about how Sabu was being kidnapped by an American millionaire to put him in a cage and earn money by doing so. Sabu was later then rescued by Chacha Chaudhary. Chacha Chaudhary distracted everyone around by dropping $40 from the helicopter, thereby rescuing Sabu. The third and last book that I'm going to talk about is Chacha Chaudhary's Record. In this book, we read about how Chacha Chaudhary made a sculpture which was not appreciated by anyone, including his wife, other than Sabu. Later on, the Maka Singh, the one who always finds ways to trouble Chacha Chaudhary, thought of disfiguring the statue to create more trouble in Chacha Chaudhary's life. In the end, I would like to add that it is a great book for kids who appreciate visual experiences. One of the biggest perks of reading a comic book is that it expands your imagination. Unlike watching television, where everything is clear as crystal, you do not imagine the characters, you do not imagine their traits. With books, you imagine the characters, their traits, their personality, which automatically enhances your imagination skills. I would like to mention Diamond Comics for sending us through their amazing collection of Chacha Chaudhary's comics. Also, please follow Booknerds on their respective social media handles for more such reviews and content related to many other wonderful books.